Welcome to your prenatal yoga workout. We're going to get started in child's pose. Knees wide as you need them to be, and sit back. Walk your hands forward, set your forehead on the ground. We'll just take a couple deep breaths here so we won't be here for too long. As you inhale, fill up the rib cage so that the rib cage expands outwards. And as you exhale, soften everything. The inhale is an expansion. The exhale is a letting go. One more deep breath in and out. Now crawl your fingertips a little further forward so you can get a little bit more stretch through the side body and the upper back and the shoulders. And then walk your hands on up and make your way into tabletop. Now, option to place a blanket or something under your knees. My floor is a little bit hard, so I just like giving myself that support, but it's totally up to you. And before we get started with our movement, I want to talk quickly about engaging the abdominals. It's really important, especially when you're pregnant, when you exhale, to feel like you're wrapping the outer abdominal muscles inwards towards the center. So here in tabletop, let's practice together. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, hug the outer core into the center, hugging baby in. Inhale. Exhale, hug into the center. It should feel really engaged. It should feel a lot harder than if you were to just hang out in tabletop. Again, inhale. Exhale, wrap the baby into the midline. Now this time, continue breathing, but keep the midline wrapped in. Keep that engagement of the core and extend your right leg straight back. So again, it should feel a whole lot more challenging than this would normally feel. Reach your left arm forward. Continue hugging the core in as you breathe. Bring your right leg a little bit to the right and your left arm a little bit to the left. Bring it back to center. Put your hand and knee back down. Reach your left leg back and your right arm forward. Take the right arm a little bit to the right, the left leg a little bit to the left. Hold. Make sure your left leg isn't falling down. Keep it lifted. And bring everything back to center and put your hand and knee down to the ground. Now, round your spine for cat pose, chin into your chest. And inhale, let's go into cow. Drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round for cat. Inhale, arch for cow. And one more time, exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And come back to neutral. Keep your left knee where it is and take your left foot out to the left. Extend your right leg back behind you and lift your right arm up. So it's a modified side plank facing the right side of the room. Then reach your right arm over your ear. Same action of kind of hugging the outer core into the midline. And you can also think of drawing the ribs in. Press into the outer edge of your right foot as you stretch through the right side body. Make sure you're not wearing your left shoulder like an earring. So draw the shoulder down. Good. Now put your right hand on your right hip and lift your right leg up. We're going to take the right leg forward out in front of us, maybe into our line of sight, and then take it straight back. Keep that leg lifted. Again, take it all the way forward and take it straight back. And one more time. Move it forward and move it back. Now lower the foot down, just tap and lift it back up. Lower it down, lift it up. Again, lower and lift. Let's do 3 more. Down, up, you got it, 2 more. So now we're really starting to feel the glute muscles engage. Gluteus medius is what's working the most here. Lift the leg up, hold it there. Bend your knee so the toes go behind you, the hip extends, and then reach your right arm back and maybe grab onto your foot. You can also just keep the leg extended. You don't have to bend and grab. So maintain an engagement of the core, but draw the shoulder blades towards each other on your back, like you're trying to grab a pencil between them. Re-extend the leg and the arm. Put your right foot down and make your way back into table. Take the right foot out to the right, extend your left leg straight back behind you, and reach your left arm up. Keep your left foot on the ground, reach your left arm over your ear. Simply breathe. Put your left hand on your hip, lift the left leg up. You want to flex the foot here to encourage engagement of that left leg. Lift it a little higher and bring that leg out in front of you as far as you can and take it straight back. Again, take the leg out in front of you and straight back. And once more. All the way back, hold it there. Now lower the foot, tap it to the ground and lift it up. Keep going. Don't rush. We're just going to do 3 more from here. You can even put your left hand on your outer glute and feel the muscle working. 2 more. And then last one, we hold it there. Lift the left arm up, bend the knee, reach back for the foot maybe if you're going there. Kick the foot into the hand. Strong core, but still a back bend through the upper back. Release the leg, put the foot down, put both hands down onto the ground into tabletop. Walk your hands back and tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. So toes pose here, you can see the toes tucked under. And if it's too much, you can come off of the toes, or if you have a block, you can sit on one. It gives it takes the pressure off the toes. Reach the arms up. So creating a lot of length through both sides of the body. Grab onto your elbows or your wrists and take a side bend to the right. Come back to center, side bend to the left. And back to center. Now twist to your right. It'll feel like a small twist, but it's challenging because the arm's overhead. Back to center, twist to your left. The breath is still flowing. And come back to center, reach your arms up and release your arms down. Come off of the toes, back into table. And you could tap out your feet there if you want. Let's make our way to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and lift your hips. Shake out your head or pedal out your legs. You can take your legs as wide as you need them to create space for baby. All right, then we'll lift the right leg up to the sky. If you need to set your left knee down and lift the leg, that's fine. Step your right foot outside of the right hand, lizard. And take a moment in lizard to shift front to back. So we're kind of just telling the hips like, hey, we're in this position now. Let's give our body some time to readjust. And then we'll find stillness there. Come up onto the fingertips and put the back heel on the ground. Keep the right hand down. Lift the left arm up to open. You can either put a block under your hand if you have one, or if it feels like too much, you can also put your forearm on your thigh and come into more of a higher side angle pose. Bend deep into that front knee to create that angle of the hips. You're pressing into the outer edge of your left foot, pressing the left leg back. Bring your hands to the ground and walk your hands over to the left side for a wide-legged fold. You want to line your feet up with each other, and then lengthen the spine. And before we go into our wide-legged fold, let's first have the toes just facing forward. So your feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. And bend your left knee into a side lunge. Press into the outer edge of the right foot to engage the inseam of the right leg. And then switch sides, bend your right knee into a side lunge. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Switch sides. Bend the left knee and bend the right knee. So we're kind of finding a good pace back and forth. Keep going. Side lunges. And then we'll come back to center. We'll walk the hands out in front of us for a wide-legged fold, but with a kind of down dog arms. You're on your fingertips. You're pressing your weight into your heels, tilting the pelvis forward. Then walk your hands back under your shoulders. Walk your hands to the front of the mat, back into lizard where we started. Roll onto the outer edges of both feet and lift your right arm up. Two options. You could put your left knee down and step back into a modified side plank, or you can step back into a full side plank. We're just going to hold here wherever you are for about 10 seconds. You might feel your left arm shaking. We're building shoulder stability, core strength for 3, 2, 1. Make your way into a plank and then into downward facing dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Lift your left leg up. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. And we shift front to back in lizard. And as we're here, we're connecting with the breath. If you can, breathe in and out of the nose. Then find stillness. Put your back heel down so your legs are still pretty wide apart, like on railroad tracks. Keep your left hand, fingertips on the ground, reach your right arm up. And you can either put your hand on a block or come onto your forearm, or just keep your fingertips down. And we expand, chest open. And then bring the hand back down. Walk your hands over to the right side so the legs are wide again. Line up your heels. This time, turn the heels in and toes out. Bend your knees and come up into goddess. So bring your hands to your heart and sit low. And we're just going to pulse here. So it should start feeling pretty intense pretty quickly. Pulse. We're almost there. I'm going to pulse 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stand all the way up. Hands to the heart, come back down, and pulse again. That was just a little break for the legs. Keep going. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we stand. One more time. Let's go. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand. Ooh, that was good. Take your heels slightly out, toes slightly in. Interlace your hands behind your back. Roll the shoulders back. And if you can, fold. You can always take your hands down if it's too much. Let those arms go up and over. Let your head drop. Maybe a slight shift of the weight into your toes. Slowly release your hands down. Lift up halfway. Walk the hands to the front of the mat, lizard. Roll onto the outer edges of your feet. So you might, like I have to slide my left foot back. So you'll probably want to do that too. And lift your left arm up. And maybe you put your knee down and come into a modified side plank, or step your left foot on top of your right foot. We're holding here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your left hand down and make your way to down dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Lift up halfway and fold forward. Inhale, stand, reach your arms up. Stay here on your exhale. Lift your left leg up and step your left leg back into high lunge. Put your hands onto your hips and we'll lower the left knee down to tap the ground. Lift it back up, straighten the legs all the way. Lower down and lift. Keep it going. We're aiming for about 10 of these. So let's do 7 more. Three more. Now, last one, you're going to hold with your knee just hovering off the ground. You're going to pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten both legs. Step your back foot up and in, setting up for a pyramid. Breathe. Now reach your arms up. Reach your arms forward. Put your hands either onto blocks or onto the ground. And if baby's in the way, move your right foot to the right and create space for baby. You can also stay in a half lift, maybe your arms in airplane or hands at your heart. Wherever you are, take a few deep breaths. And then lift halfway from wherever you are and then slowly rise all the way up. Now we'll come back into a one-legged mountain. So we're going to lift the left leg up, balance. You can always put your foot down for extra balance here. Hold here. Bring your arms straight up. Cactus your arms. Bring the arms straight up again. So we're working our balance and then adding the challenge of the arms. Cactus, squeeze the shoulders back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus. And again, inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. One more time. Up, cactus. Now hold cactus as you hook your left ankle over your right knee for figure 4 and sit low. I almost said elbow. Sit low, keep the shoulders back. Now we're starting to feel something in the shoulders if you weren't already. Rise back up and release everything down. Reach the arms up again. Lift your right leg. Step right leg back into high lunge. Bring your hands to your hips. Lower down and lift. Lower, lift. So we've got about 5 more. 3, 2. On 1, get all the way low and pulse, pulse, pulse. I know it burns. Stay with it though. It's not going to last too long. All right, last 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Step your right foot in a little bit. Heel down. So the feet are kind of staggered. Right foot is at a diagonal. Reach your arms up. Maybe you take your legs wider if you need to make space for baby. Reach forward. Either stay, hands to your heart, or you can bring your hands down and fold. Slowly rise up. Take the arms up, come up into one-legged mountain. Try to even your hips out so that the right hip isn't much higher than the left. Cactus your arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend. Exhale. 3 more of those. When you extend, you get really tall with your spine. Now hold cactus. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, sit low. Really keep squeezing the shoulders back for 3, 2, 1. Stand all the way up and release your foot down. Release your arms down. Roll the shoulders back. Great job. Chair pose. Sweep your arms up. Take your right arm back, twist right. Lift your left heel and step your left foot back into a high lunge twist. You're twisting to the right. Keep reaching the arm back. And put your left hand onto the ground. Take your legs as wide as you need for this. And then rise back up. And again, bring it down. And lift it up. One more time, down. And up. Keep your high lunge, face forward with your arms. Reach your arms up and take your arms out wide. Left arm under right arm. Eagle arms. Hopefully this isn't hitting my microphone. Left arm under right. Back bend. And then maybe fold. Again, rise up. Maybe fold if you feel stable. Rise on up, stay here. Unwind your arms. Chair pose. Hold chair. Take your left arm back, right arm forward. Lift your right heel. Step your right leg back. Twist left. Bring your right fingertips down. Lift back up. Again, down. And lift. One more time. Lower. And lift. Stay there. Reach your arms forward and up. Arms wide. Right arm under left. Eagle arms. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Unwind your arms, exhale. Arms up to high lunge. Step to chair. Inhale. Exhale, finally fold forward. Let's come into a yogi squat. Feet wide. Heels in, toes out. Instead of bringing your hands together, rest your arms over your knees, which actually makes this less restful because now you have to sit a little taller, use your spinal muscles a little more. And as you inhale, feel the pelvic floor relax. Exhale, draw the baby in. Inhale, expand the rib cage, expand the belly. Pelvic floor softens. Exhale, Baby draws in. We'll make our way now to a seat. So you can come on down however you'd like. Doesn't have to be pretty. And take the legs straight out in front of you. Bring your hands behind you, just kind of shake out the legs. Now we're going to take the legs wide, as wide as you can. Flex the feet. And either stay upright, if that might feel like a lot, press the heels down, roll the inner thighs back. Or you can walk your hands forward and kind of go to your extent. I want you to maintain a long spine. I don't want you to look like this. So chest forward, pelvis rolls forward, inner thighs roll back, feet flexed. And walk the hands back up. Take your legs straight out in front of you. Bend your knees. Bring your hands behind you with your fingers facing forward. And reverse table, lift yourself up. Hips up. Now lower back down, but just tap your butt to the ground. And again, lift up. Squeeze your glutes. Down. And lift. Lower. Lift. And one more time. Go down and all the way up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down to the ground. While we're here, since our arms are in position, let's do some tricep dips. Just lift your hips a little bit off the ground. Bend your elbows and straighten them. Bend and straighten. Keep going. So the primary mover are your arms are moving you. A lot of the times people will just kind of move their hips up and down. Your hips are just moving with your body because your elbows are bending and straightening. We'll do 10 more. Stay with me. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your hips down and sit on up to just kind of shake out those arms. And we'll make our way down to the ground, onto our backs. Hug the knees in. We're just here briefly. Knees can go wide. All right, and then we're going to release the legs down. Now, if you're comfortable on your back for a couple minutes, you can stay there. Otherwise, you can turn onto your side. You can use a prop like a blanket or any pillow. Place it right between your legs and rest there on your side. As long as if you're laying on your back and you're maybe in the first or second trimester and you feel totally fine doing that, then it should be no problem. But close your eyes wherever you are. And just bring your awareness to your body. Any sensations that you're feeling. Perhaps you're having a feeling of connection to your body, to your baby, to this moment. And I hope you have a sense of gratitude and appreciation for all that your body is capable of doing, creating life. And if you're here, if you've made it here, you're active today, at least for today, giving your body what it needs. Some days we need rest, and that's okay. Feel how your breath is now slowing down. If this feels really good, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to come out of your practice, if you're on your back, roll to your side. And from your side, we'll plant down through the hand and slowly press up. We'll sit tall and reach the arms up. Bring the palms together at your heart, and we'll bow humbly in gratitude to this practice. Thank you so much, Mama, for practicing with me. If you enjoyed this practice, there will be plenty more on my channel, so please subscribe so that you can make sure not to miss out on any. I'm happy to take requests in the comments below, so just let me know what you're interested in seeing, workouts, yoga, relaxing, power. Let me know what you want, and I'm happy to create it for you. And thank you so much for practicing and being on this journey together. And I will see you next time.